Live.
And we are live.
Oh, we're on. Okay.
Yo.
Say cheese, everybody.
Chicken wings.
Oh my goodness. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Monday, man, and welcome to another session with the Black Buzz team. Got myself. You got Miss Shay, TB Entertainer, TB Entertainer or TB Entertainment, right? And of course, you have Lamar doing his thing there as always. We don't have T Kicks with us today. Sometimes life gets like that. So she is not in the cut. She's not in the mix. But shout outs to T Kicks. And remember, for all your shoe customization needs, right? I won't say the other thing that I was saying because she said it's already taken. So I can't call her the shoe something. All right. So we'll just stick with T Kicks, right? And her and the shoe customization business. And of course, we have our special guest today, Miss Ashley Marshall.
Hi.
This is like the second interview we're doing where I know the individuals real well, right, Ash?
Lucky you.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but whatever, we'll work with it. Of course, like I said, we're on here on Mondays at around 2:00, and you can hit us up on Instagram. Am I correct, Lamar? Am I saying the right thing? You can hit us up on Instagram, right?
Yeah, you can hit us on BlackbuzzT0 on Instagram, and it should be BlackbuzzT0 on Facebook and on YouTube. Yeah.
And we're also on YouTube. For YouTube, remember, hit the subscribe button. You know, we want your support, so hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that you know when we have posted something. And follow us, you know, send a comment, whatever the case is. If you're interested in coming on here, just send us a message through any of the platforms, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, and we will get you on. All right. So we're going to jump into our interview today, man. I mean, so guys, before we do that, what's it like out there? What's it? I'm doing.
Snowing now.
I'm doing interview from a different location.
You are wicked.
He is. He really is.
That's all I'm gonna say to you because you know exactly what's happening.
No, I haven't. You know, I don't know what's going on. You know, my.
No, you're too lying. You know exactly what's happening. That's okay though.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, listen. I hope you all, if you're driving, just make sure to get them winter tires on. That's all I know. I didn't used to believe in winter tires, right? But I became a believer, right? I slapped some of those on my car, and it was like smooth sailing through that snow, right? It doesn't mean that you still don't drive carefully, but you can see the difference between the all seasons versus the winter tires. So get those winter tires on, and just be careful. Yeah, it's all right down here. Let's move on to our interview. So Miss Ashley Marshall, you are an entrepreneur. This is Black Buzz, right? You're black, so we got you on here. Mm-hmm. We don't apologize for that, right? You know, we want to highlight black folks. We want to highlight people in the community. And by the way, just make sure you're sharing this stuff. I don't know if you're sharing this on your Facebook page, Josh. You know, just make sure you do that.
Not right now. Hold on.
Okay. All right. So people can see you and see what we're doing. It says I'm looking at your bio and it says you're from Trinidad. Okay, we'll move on from that one real quick.
Okay.
You grew up. You grew
Don't
up in
release secrets
Toronto.
until it's on the screen, okay?
I am connected to my Trinidadian roots, but I'm a native of Toronto, unfortunately.
Yes, you are.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes, yes. You're Toronto. You're a Toronto girl, T dot girl. And you're a wife and you're a mom.
I am.
So what is it like? What's it like being a mom? And how you have a little boy, right?
Good till my kid hit like, I don't know, a year. And then all of a sudden he just became a different kid.
Yeah.
Like I love it, but he's just a different kid. So now I'm kind of like, oh my gosh. Some days I'm like, what did I get myself into? Other days I'm like, oh my gosh, you're the light of my life. Like, it's a mix of emotions, but I love it. I love the kid, but sometimes he's just trouble,
Mhm.
but it's good.
Okay, that's good to hear. Good to hear. And you want to tell us a little bit about what we're on here for and how this idea came about, how long you've been doing it, wherever you want to start first.
Yes, I'm just literally sharing this right now.
Mhm.
Hold on, hold
All
on.
right, no worries. We're relaxed on here.
Hold on, don't judge me.
I
All right.
see your shirt was also telling us about your business.
Yes, that's my shirt, my new favorite shirt.
That's
But yes, Lush Infusions.
how
That
did you get here? How did you come here to this point?
Okay, so let's rewind, I guess, to the beginning.
Mhm.
So I always knew I wanted to have my own business. I
Mhm.
just knew that I, this is going to sound bad, but I needed to be my own boss. I just felt like in the workplace I was restricted. Not
Yeah.
that I'm not bashing being in the workplace because it is a stable source of income, especially when you're now starting out as an
Mhm.
entrepreneur. But I hated it. So I was on mat leave and I was taking my whole mat leave. I'm like, I need to do something because I really didn't want to go back to my job at the time. And then I was praying about it. And then March comes around and my regional manager calls and she goes, yeah, just letting you know that we're actually going to be closing down your department and you will not be like, you have an option. You can go to another department, which would be in Richmond Hill, or you can just choose, to leave. And I
Right.
was, well, isn't this a blessing? And I was leaving for Trinidad literally the next day, I think. So I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, well, I'm gonna get back to you because I have some time. Technically, my department is closing down in a month. My mat leave is done literally the same date that it's closing down. So I told her I just needed a week to figure it out. So I leave, I go on my trip. I don't think about work, not once, because I really wasn't missing it. But I was like thinking about, okay, this is the opportunity that I've been waiting for.
Mhm.
So think about it. When I come back, I told my mom, I was like, you know what? If I overthink it, I'm gonna make a bad choice. So I literally just called her back and I was like, yeah, this is not it. I'm gonna just take my termination letter and I'll walk out the door. We're amicable, we're good. So she was like, no problem. And then she called back like a week later. You sure you don't want to go to Richmond Hill? I was like, I am not driving from Scarborough to Richmond Hill every day. Like that's not an option. And then I have to put my kid in daycare and all that jazz. So I was like, no, I took it as an opportunity. I said, this is my time to develop a business and time for me to focus in on a niche.
Mhm.
I did, and I kept thinking, my mom was like, you should do desserts because I love to bake. I love everything. I was like, yeah, but it's not my number one. So I was like, what is something that like people are always coming? She was like, honestly, every time people come here, they compliment you on your drinks. She was like, people tell you all the time you should bottle it, but you never take them seriously. And I was like, no one's really gonna like go for like a juice business. Like it's just not a good idea.
Mhm.
And as we're going on, my husband's like, I don't know why you won't just do it. Like you're good at it. This is what people compliment you every time they come over. It's juice, and you always make some kind of mix up, and it always tastes good. And I'm like, but I don't know. So I was teeter tottering, and then eventually my mom was like, listen, if you don't try it, you'll never know if it could have worked out or not. So just do it. So I jumped in, and I went like all in. Some people like tap your toe in or put a little finger. No, I went all the way in and I have not regretted it ever since. I started in July. So what is it, like 5 months or so now? And it has literally been the best decision ever. I've gotten opportunities that I didn't think I'd get for maybe another year. And right now, I think, well, I should say I got a couple opportunities to do some pop up shops at the Stacked Market. And then I got to do, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Neil's Sweet Ice Cream, but it's a Trinidadian company. They have some really bomb ice cream.
I've never heard of it, but continue.
You're just a hater, but it's bomb. Like, let me tell you, when you come back here, you need to try the guava passion fruit. Yo, life changing. So, anyways,
Where are they located?
at the Stacked Market, but they also sell in grocery stores like No Frills, Longo's, Metro, all that stuff. So they were having an event where they were highlighting Caribbean business owners. And the coordinator reached out to me, and I'm like, I don't know, with this COVID thing. And like, I did the Stack Market a couple of times. The traffic was okay, but I'm like, I don't know if it'll work. And she's like, listen, this is exactly the opportunity that you need. I'm telling her I'm going back and forth. I said, let me think about it. So that was like a Saturday morning. She got back to me the Monday. She's like, have you thought about it? And I'm like, I don't know. So she's like, listen, just try it. Like, just do it. I promise you it'll be beneficial. All right, cool. So a couple weeks later, I go to this pop-up shop. It's the best. I sell out within the first like 3-4 hours. And people are literally coming like, I came for your stuff. And I'm like, my stuff. Like, when I look at my Instagram, I have about 400 and change followers. But the amount of people that are coming by, like, I've heard about you. I'm so excited to come and try. And I'm like, social media really plays a number in this, right? So I'm there, and I literally spent half of the day, because I sold out early. So I spent half of the day just talking to people, meeting people, networking with people. And for me, I think even if I didn't sell anything that day, the networking aspect was the best, because then out of that grew an opportunity to actually, we recently, just last week, a restaurant called Sugarcane on the Danforth, they actually started selling my product through their restaurant. And that's something that I personally didn't think would have happened for maybe at least a year, because one, it's COVID, so I don't get to promote as I normally would have. Two, I am still getting used to, like, yes, I'm always on social media, but I'm not on social media. So the analytics and the logistics, all that stuff, it's still new to me. So I'm like, I'm just trying a thing, whatever. Only to find out that Instagram has been the most powerful thing. And not only did it help in even getting me connected with these companies that had their pop-up shop, it allowed me to get connected with Sugarcane. And out of that grew really great opportunities. So that's where we are today. And that's all for me, just selling what I call mocktails. And it's just a blend of your island flavors. So like right now, our number one seller is what we call yachting. And we came up with that because one day I made this blend. I said to my husband, I'm like, hey, try it. And my husband is Jamaican, like born and raised. When you talk to him, he's Jamaican. Like, okay.
If he's
So
born and raised, he's supposed to be.
yeah, so he tries it, and as soon as he goes, yo, this thing is mud, tastes like it's something from yacht. And I'm like, yachting. And literally it turned out to be, yes, this picture here is actually from one of my friends. She was one of the first people to try every flavor, and she sent me this picture, and I thought it was so funny. It just truly embodied it being a yachting. Like, how you can't get much more Jamaican than that, like yachting and bun and cheese.
Bun and cheese.
Yeah, honestly, it's the number one. That probably gets sold out way more than the other flavors. And I think I've narrowed it down to, like, it's weird because after that, then the next three flavors, they sell just as good, but like on the same level. So we have, this is the number one, and then we have one that's mango tango lime. Oh, you see it right there. That's my personal favorite. But that is like the number two. It's between that and one we have that's called Sunset Vibes. And then the next one after that would be the blue one, which is called Blue Sky. But those are like our top sellers right now. We had some more flavors for the summer, but just they were just more summer like, so we kind of put them on pause for a little bit. But yeah, those are our number ones. And then we just literally this morning launched our fall stuff to start November off, right? So we're doing the sorrel, the peanut punch, the sour sop, all the good stuff. So
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, how do you guys sell them? Do you guys sell them in like packs, or like you just sell them alone? Like,
We sell them, well, okay, so we're trying to
yeah.
work on a pack situation. Right now it's individual, but if
Mm-hmm.
you purchase, let's say 10 or more, you will get a 10% discount.
Okay.
Because your bulk things. And then we also supply for big events. Like we've done a couple pretty large events that we've supplied over the last little while. So we're kind of working with trying to get a pack situation going on because we have people. I know I could tell you one guy right now that comes literally every 2 days for yachting, and he always orders them in like a 4 or a 6. So he's like, you just need to sell them in packs, man. And I'm just
Yeah.
like I didn't even think that would even be a thing, but literally he faithfully comes every. I can literally pinpoint the days he's gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's gonna come, and there's a couple people like that, but he's like the number one. Like 3 4 times a week, I'm seeing this guy.
Oh, do
Just
you have? Yeah, sorry. Do you have a shop or something that people go to, or
no,
is it
so it's
online? How's it going?
delivery pickup, but
Yeah.
surprisingly, this is just how small the world is.
Hmm.
He ended up being he's actually best friends with my husband's cousin. So he is on that level where he can literally just show up at the door and be like, "Hey, I'm outside your house," and I'm like, "Okay." But generally, I do like if they do pick up, I have two pickup locations, one in Scarborough, and I do the other one at Yorkdale for the West End people. But most
Okay.
people just want it delivered. So I'm actually in the process of working on a delivery system where they can get it a lot faster. So I'm kind of in talks with some couriers to kind of get some same day delivery going on. So I will be getting that finalized hopefully by weekend because I'm launching my website and stuff pretty soon. So I want to be able to have that medium. And obviously, I want to support as many Black businesses as possible. So I'm actually in contact with a Black owned courier, which I'm super excited about. And at least I can truly say, like, it's being handcrafted by a Black owner, it's being delivered by a Black owner. Like, that for me is huge. And I try as much as possible to do even my printing and everything that I do is with a Black business. And I just feel like it's just super important. Like it's one thing where, yeah, I'm a Black business owner, but I feel like I'm not truly a Black business owner unless I'm utilizing those in my community. Because I'm a firm believer, like if I'm coming up, we're all coming up, you know? So I try to network with as much people as I can. I even have one of my in-laws, she has a fitness thing that she does. So I'm always kind of like, if listen, if she knows somebody that could do something for me, she'll let me know. If I know somebody that I think could help her, I let her know because at the same time, we're all trying to build together. Despite whatever our different niches are, we're still trying to build together. So I'm super excited to make it like blackety black.
Yeah. If you want, you could shout out those people that
Yes. So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
well, pause. Let's do a shout
Yeah.
out. So I do my printing with a company called Crashography. My contact there is Lori. She is thebomb.com. She literally does everything. I actually just got in some stock on some tumblers and stuff for merch that I want to sell. And she's actually done the logo printing for that. As well as my business cards and my banner and my table covering. She literally is my one-stop shop. And then Danielle Lewis, she does her business is called Dream On Fitness. Yeah, Dream On Fitness. And she literally, her story is just crazy. So we've known each other since school, and then I meet my husband, and then what do you know? He's family with her. So we've just kind of been connected even more. But she has literally, I've been trying to lose some weight and stuff, and she has been like my inspiration because if you guys check out her page on Instagram, it's I think it's at Dream on 95. But if you see her transformation, you'll know why like I think she's so dope at weight loss. But yeah, she started her business and she does like fitness equipment and fitness plans and personal training and all that stuff. And you can find her on YouTube, Longing for Nostalgia, but she is amazing. So those are like the two people that I literally go to for anything, business questions, business resources, anything like that. And then the courier that I'm actually trying to get is called CNMJ Courier. I think that's his name. But yeah, I'm trying to get him because I just love what he does. And I think it's super dope that a Black person is taking that on. And I rather give my money to a Black business owner that I know has been trusted by other people in Black businesses. So I know he's coming from good, I guess, good background in a sense because I know people who have used him, and I rather give him my money than Canada Post.
Sorry,
Sorry.
what's the name of the courier?
See, I think it's CNMJ Courier. I'd have to follow up with that. It's written down.
NFJ.
CNMJ. I'm just gonna pull it up really quickly. Hold on. Mhm.
Yeah, we gotta shout them out, right?
Yeah, it's CNMG, sorry, CNMG Courier, but they are actually the people that I think I want to do my delivery with for my website. And that's just because he really comes highly recommended.
Okay.
Right. So so things are off now. Things are going. You talked about how you first jumped into it. Um, all in anyways
Yeah.
after letting that job go. Um, and you said you're like, this is what, 5 months now since the business has been going.
Just about 5 months. I started July the 4th, I believe.
How did COVID affect, like, what kind of adjustments did you have to make in terms
No.
of COVID?
Well, I make sure like PPE is a must. So like when I deliver, I'm going fully like masked up, everything like that.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, I think COVID was the catalyst that I needed, to be honest. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna,
How
because
so?
I think if everything was open, it would have been a lot harder to tap in because
Right.
everybody was operating at full capacity.
Okay.
Now that a lot of companies, the companies that people would have gone to for, let's say, their beverages, because the way my mindset is, right? Any event you go to, you need to have something good to drink, whether it's non-alcoholic, alcoholic, whatever it is, you need to have something good to drink, right? So for me, it's like a lot of people would go to restaurants for that. Now you're in a position where restaurants are closed. No one also wants to go because they are also saying that restaurants are part of the big number for the COVID cases and all that stuff. So people want the access of having that luxurious beverage for a good time at their house. So for me, I feel like if those places are open, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. But thankfully, I'm one of those people who I'm like, COVID is a blessing in disguise. So thankfully, it happened in a way where all those places are kind of closed. People don't want to go, and people are looking for other alternatives. Because one, they can't go, but two, we're in the era, I should say, of Black businesses and supporting Black businesses. So people are also making a conscious effort to support Black businesses. Because I'm not gonna lie, I have had quite a high number of non-Blacks supporting my business.
Yeah.
And when you talk to them, they're literally, I'm doing this because I saw you posted on a couple of Black social media pages, and I'm really wanting to try different Black businesses. And I just felt compelled to try yours. And I'm like, for me, that was so like humbling. I'm like, man, because I honestly thought, to be honest, I'm probably was ignorant about it. I just thought it was going to be mostly Black people supporting Black people. But here you have other people from other ethnicities who are like, listen, we just want to support you guys because one, Black folks have been through enough. Two, they want to see us shine the way we want to see us shine. And they're
Yeah.
literally going through and searching for Black businesses to support. So that to me was pretty crazy. So I'm kind of thankful for COVID because people are stuck to being at home on social media with nothing else to do. And they're like, hey, we want to support Black.
We got them Black. We got them allies, man. We got the allies. That's for
So,
sure.
you said mocktails and the other.
And the others, we're not going to talk about the others.
Well, first, yeah. Before you jump into the others,
Yes.
you before you jump into the others, so we're with Ashley Marshall, and her business is, tell us the business again, Ash.
It's called Lush Infusions. And it is your mocktails, cocktails for those who want it. And we do sweet treats as well.
Mhm.
And we have our drink
Okay.
order coming out in like a week. So I'm excited.
Okay, so the reason why I asked because I saw on the page what as a Trinidadian tell that we call it penaku over here they call it freezies.
Yeah.
So if you could tell us more about those, that'd be great.
Yeah. So we were kind of pushing them heavy for the summer because the summer was hot. And now they're kind of just available based on if people want to order, they can be available per order. Whereas in the summer, it was just like free flowing freezies everywhere you went. Um, but they are available in both adult friendly and kid friendly versions. The reason why we really tapped into both avenues, I guess, is really because you go to an event, sometimes the kids want what you have, and sometimes they can't have what you have because what's in your cup stays in your cup. It may not be, the most kid friendly option. So we wanted to do something where it can look the same, but it's just one is for you, one is for me type of thing. So that's right. And it really has worked out because again, in the summer, I got a lot of people who were actually messaging for freezies and drinks and all that stuff. And literally, like, the invoice was like half adult, half kid. So it was super good. And I have, some great people behind me that are great at helping me develop all this stuff and whatnot. So it was really good. And getting just to be able to do something for both. Because when I was doing my research, even before jumping in, a lot of businesses, it's just mostly adult friendly. So you have that thing where kids are kind of like, well, I can't have it and I want something. So we want to make sure we cater for everybody across the board.
So the flavors that are in here are the same as the one in the bottles?
No. So these ones are more, we kind of experimented a little bit more with these ones because we kind of just wanted to see what works and what doesn't, especially being so new. So these ones we experimented a little more, but it's been really good. Like out of those ones, we had 12 flavors. Um,
Okay.
out of those ones, the most sold flavors was the sorrel was number one, the black cherry was number two, and the Mai Tai 2.0, which is mango passion fruit.
Mhm.
Those are the top three sellers out of that. And then a lot of people did the other colors. Not that they didn't taste good, they tasted great, but people more or less kept the other colors for like events. So like for birthday parties, if the theme was blue and green,
Mhm.
then they'd be ordering more across that. So I can't really say across the board what was the top selling colors because it was really just a mix. But flavor wise, for people who literally were just ordering for the sake of having it for themselves, it was mostly the sorrel, the black cherry, and the Mai Tai.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Fruit punch.
The fruit punch? Okay.
Yeah. So for this, because it's fall, like not much people are kind of doing that. So it's just kind of per order. Like if you want to order, we'll do it for a minimum of 10. But in the summertime, the minimum will be dropped. So however much you want, it's there.
I mean, without giving away any trade secrets or or anything like that. In terms of you developing these things, like you say flavoring, like what do you do? You blend fruits or whatever the case. I don't know how you can share some information. I just want to understand, the hard work that's what I'm getting at. The work that goes into putting it together, the ideas and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. So I I guess I kind of have always had an idea of different flavor profiles because I used to like baking. So I
Mm,
used to always kind of mix together. I always included fruit in anything that I baked. I needed to have fresh fruit or pulps or whatever. So I kind of just translated the pulps and the nectars and the fresh fruit that I would technically be using for my baking stuff. And I used to always just be like, okay, well, if I made like cheesecake, for instance, I used to do a mango lime cheesecake for fun. So in my head, it's like, oh my
mm,
gosh, well, what if I put mango lime in a drink? So when I put that together, I'm like, okay, it needs something more. So mango lime now comes with mango, pineapple, passion fruit, and lime because you need something to tie it all together.
mm.
So my process is basically I get the major flavors that I think would taste good, try it. So I get them the pulps, the nectars, everything, bring it down to as liquidy as possible because sometimes the nectars are thick, the pulps are thick.
Yeah.
You bring it all the way down and when I put the two together, my mom is honestly my sidekick. I always tell her that she's like the VP. So she is probably better with flavors than I am. And I'm, in my mind, I'm pretty good. So we do it. And I always have my tester. She's my number one tester. So I put it together and I'm like, okay, let's see what we're missing. So we have like a cue card that we use with like flavor, tartness, sweetness,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And we literally go from like 1 to 10. So I just have different cards for each flavor tasting that we do. And then we'll do it. And then if we're at a draw, then we'll have somebody else that's unbiased that we trust with flavors come in and actually taste it and let us know, okay, you're off, you're whatever. So generally we kind of are on the same, I guess, wavelength. So we kind of know what's missing. So let's say when I put together in the first place, when I was doing mango tango lime, when I put together the mango and the lime, we're missing something to tie it all together. Because yes, it's great. Yes, it's good over ice, but it tastes just like regular. You want something to stand out. So what are we going to add now? So you have to kind of balance it out. So the first thing I thought was, okay, passion fruit. People don't get passion fruit things often just because it's fairly more expensive and it's hard to find
It's
pure.
exotic. Yeah, yeah. It's not right.
And that's something that just spells tropical because it's like I could easily add orange, to be
Mm.
honest, but it's not going to be as islandy and as tropical as I want it to be. So let's take a touch of passion fruit. So we did. I got passion fruit pulp, passion fruit nectar, added it in there, but it's like you're still missing something else to tie it together. So you go back to the drawing board, and it takes a long time. Like I think each
Right.
probably took us at least maybe 2 days to get down just the flavors, and that's just the flavors. That's not adjusting how much of each flavor you do yet, all that stuff. That's just getting the flavors that work.
Right. Right.
That we're like, okay, but we're still missing something that's tart-ish, but not as tart as a citrus fruit. So then it's like, okay, boom, pineapple, because you want to make sure everything you're doing has that tropical flair, because you're now advertising that your brand and your drinks are all tropical based flavors. So you have to still stick true to that. It's easy. Like, I know a lot of companies will be like, oh, we do tropical stuff across the board. But when you look, their tropical is maybe mango, and then it's like orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, cranberry, all that stuff. And it's like, so your only tropical thing is mango? There has to be a way to do that without coming really domestic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That is kind of the process on how we do all of them. We take the time, we go through it. So that's why, like, people are like, oh, well, I want this flavor, that flavor. And I'm like, I'm not just going to do it because you want it. You want it. I have to do it because I've tested it and experimented and I'm okay with it, because at the end of the day, that's my brand. Like, when people see Lush Infusions now, they know that it's me. Like, I even sometimes I wear my mask on the road. Sometimes, like, if I'm making a delivery, let's say downtown, you park somewhere and you gotta walk. So people see me and they're like, oh, you're the Lush Infusions girl. Oh my gosh, your stuff is so great. And I'm like, that's what I want to keep happening. Like, I don't want to have it out there and then people are like, she says she does tropical, but I don't really get that tropical flair. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna give you everything that you want to slap you in the face in that bottle, because I am now you want the island, I will give you the island. So that's literally where it lies for me. So that's the process. Without giving you the trade secrets, that is the process.
Yeah.
Is there a chance?
So in terms of,
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask in terms of what were the first? I think you said it earlier. The first two or three, like how many did you like start with? What are the first two or three
Flavors?
Yeah, flavors.
I'm running with 8.
You're running, right, but how did you get to 8? Like how because you just literally, I mean that's a lot in a short space of time.
Honestly, I opened my business with 8 flavors, and I just took maybe the month before I opened. I always knew the flavors I wanted to combine, but the month before I launched, I was like, no, I have to perfect it. If this is what I'm going to do,
right, yeah,
perfect it. So it literally took.
Normally you're trying to perfect 2, 3 the most, but you said you went with 8.
No, I had to, because one, even though the market is a little tight, I will say that, because there's so much other brands and people out there that are doing the same thing as me that had similar flavors. So it's like I didn't want my flavors, one, to be similar, but I also wanted color to matter. And I wanted to initially start with 4, but when I did the first 4, I'm like, man, it would be nice to see some more colors. And when I finally, like, every time I did, I would just kind of put them all together and see, and I felt like I needed the aesthetic. So that's really what pushed me to hit all 8 to start, because I needed the colors. And that's really what has, I would say, made people recognize me, because the first picture I put out was all 8 of them together. And that was the picture that I do a lot of my promos. A lot of people, when they came, they were just like, oh my gosh, the colors are so vibrant and they're so this. A lot of other people don't do that. And if they do, they're not using actual nectars and pulps and fresh squeezed juice. So I'm like,
right.
I didn't want to start with 8, but I had to, just because for me, it just looked incomplete.
Okay.
So it did at least about a month to get all of that together. And that's kind of why I've even been delayed in the fall flavors, which I launched today, because I'm like, I can't let November start without having my flavors in for the fall. And even for those, yes, they're your typical flavors and whatnot, but I needed to add my own little twist to them. Like, I had to have it be unique to me, because everyone has had soursop before. Everyone's had peanut punch before. Everyone's had sorrel before. Everyone has had, I even have like a white chocolate French vanilla thing. But everyone has had those things before. I had to make sure that these things stand out before I put them out. Like, I'm not just going to put it just because I want to have flavors out there and stay apart. I'd rather take my time and lag behind a little bit so I can make sure it's perfect, because while I'm taking my time to perfect it, other people are out there rushing, because this is not bad in any way, shape, or form, but I've heard the reviews, I've talked to people, I've networked, I've done all this stuff, so I can kind of see where the need that's lacking. So I want to make sure that I fill that need, because that's how I'm going to get my business, and that's how I'm going to make sure that people know that when they see my brand, they're getting the best.
Okay, so my question was,
Lush Infusions.
since you have Caribbean history, will you be utilizing flavors from, say, like back home, like Sapodilla, Pomrac? Like, are you gonna have drinks? Don't
I
even
think,
say she knows, but yes, five finger, those type of things. So I mean, like I know because from home they are seasonal. So is there a chance that because the ones that you said is something that most people can recognize, but are you gonna have those exotic drinks available or
I
shipped in?
I'm hoping.
let me help you out. Jackfruit, Neesberry.
Listen, I want to. It's just a matter of sourcing it. As long as I can get them sourced, like there are some fruits that I kind of know, but I'm like, let me just kind of wet my toe a little bit with the common ones and then slowly
Yeah.
drop them in. So I'm giving myself till like next year to
Mhm.
get on that. So that in the background, I'm working on that because I'm like, okay, I gotta now step it up a notch. Like I've arrived in a sense, maybe a little faster than I expected, but I've arrived. But now I need to step it up a notch and get things that people aren't expecting and combine things that people are like, oh my gosh, this really takes me back. Yeah.
Let me throw this in there in terms of individuals that may have a certain dietary restriction or they're really health conscious. Um, how do they come at you, or what do they say to you in terms of you doing something for them or doing something like that? They may ask you, okay, what if you use sugar, what kind of sugar you use, or some people are very particular like that, right? Especially if they're vegans or vegetarians or whatever the case. How have you navigated that, or have you dealt with it at all?
Yeah, I have actually. I probably like every week I get DMs
Yeah.
asking like, "Oh, is this fresh pressed?" And I'm like, "No,
Hmm.
unfortunately, not because I'm using things that have already prematurely been created into
Right.
nectars and pulps and
Mhm.
juices." Yes, I sometimes will squeeze my own juice depending on the fruit or if I just feel because okay, this is weird to say, but it's true, I guess. Sometimes when I get my nectars and stuff from the suppliers, it doesn't taste the same as the batch before. So sometimes I
Okay.
literally have to, and it's weird. I don't know why that is, or maybe it's just my taste that day. But sometimes I have to go in and actually take the fruits and actually hand squeeze them or blend them to get some more of that natural juice in, even though the nectars are natural, the pulps and all that stuff. But they also come with a little touch of sweetener as well. So I try not to add any additional sweetener to that. The only two
Hmm.
drinks that I add additional sweetener to is the blue sky, and obviously because of the color and it's clearly an artificial flavor because it's
Yeah.
blue. There's no fruit that is blue. And then I add a little touch more to the sunset vibes, which is peach, lemon, and ginger, because peach has a tendency to fall flat. So you have to bring peach up a notch. So you have to use some little bit of sweetener. So I try just to add literally a little touch of the cane sugar rather than like white sugar.
Mhm.
But then I don't
Okay.
want to add too much cane sugar because then it can change the color. So I have
Yeah.
to pull the line that way. But everything else, I just don't add any additional sweetener to. I just leave it as is because I don't want to, I want to keep it as natural as I can while still not coming across as like completely organic, freshly squeezed, because that's not what it is. So I think a lot of people kind of mix that up. And I even had to change my bottles because a lot of people initially, when they saw my original bottles, they were like, oh, those are fresh press bottles. And I'm like, no, they're not. But I realized that it was kind of a point of contention for some people. So I was like, you know what? Let me just change my bottles so at least when people see it, they know that it's not the fresh press. So that's not the first thought that comes into mind. So, but I have had to deal with it. But I tried again to make it as friendly to all as possible. The only thing I think that the only beverage I think that I'm gonna start having a little bit of issue with is the creamy base punches. So what we're trying to do is use more almond milk and oat milk, and I personally don't like soy
Right.
milk, so I've
If you
tried to
want
give
if
my
you
stuff.
want me to drink your creamy stuff, you better use almond milk.
Yeah,
But
so
that's okay. Well,
I'm using more almond milk. I have two options for people. Like I will be having like a dairy option, non-dairy, whatever. But if you were to ask me my preference, it would be the non-dairy one because I personally prefer the almond milk, the oat milk, the macadamia milk. Like that's my
right.
yeah.
So
Okay.
in regards to suppliers, how do you because as you said, black base, black this, black this.
Oh, so, 1 second there, Shay. 1 second. Just so we're once again, folks, if you're joining us, we are talking to Ashley Marshall. and she is the CEO. She is the founder. She is the owner. She's the person that Lush Infusions came out from. All right, and if we're going to be supplying more information towards the end to let you know how you can reach out to her. Lush Infusions, we're talking, and treats, by the way, and treats. That's what she said. So, all right, go ahead.
You should just give him his own show, just put him on the seat and put it there. Like he just used to fit well.
We gotta blow it up. We gotta big it up. Somebody's just joining and what are they talking about? And they're not reading. And yeah, this is Ashley Marshall, and she's the owner of Lush Infusions.
I am.
Yeah.
So,
What was I going to ask you? Oh, suppliers.
yes.
How do you go about navigating trying to find Black suppliers in the whole? Because like for a lot of people who are looking for vendors and stuff, it's this huge list and you're not sure who's who. So how did you navigate that?
Honestly, I haven't completely done 100% Black for my suppliers, and that's just because some of them don't have the product base that I need. I think I used like 2 Black suppliers right now. For they're like small base suppliers. But I use them for my mango pulp and my passion fruit. But but I can't give those away because they are not established like that yet. I don't want to say it's not that it's illegal, but they just are not established to that level yet. But if you ask me,
okay, no worries.
I'll tell you. But
you're a smart business person. Don't worry.
Yeah, I can't just because I honestly know that there are. This sounds so bad because business is not supposed to be a competition like this, but I know that there are people who are looking for it. So I'm like, I have mine. I gotta hold on to my link. So I did tell them that I will not be sharing, and they're okay with that, so they won't be offended.
Okay,
but I still use non-Black suppliers for like my pineapple, my guava, that kind of stuff, because it's just really hard to get it at a decent price, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, the prices are outrageous, and I'm like, I know I can get it a lot
Especially
cheaper.
you're dealing with a lot of exotic fruits and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Very
So,
expensive.
like, as much as I know that I want to support my Black people and support Black for my business, I have to be smart about my coin. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that, and they will say, well, you should just go for it if they're Black, it's worth it and blah blah blah. But at the same time, I'm trying to build a business. I need to at least make some sort of income. I can't put it all into my drink, and then at the end of the day, when I sell it, I don't make anything back. So I have to be conscious about that. So I try to go as Black as I can, but sometimes it's just not completely possible.
On the side of that, and part of our discussion time here is that we get as much information as possible from Ashley. By the way, she is the CEO of Lush Infusions. That's a drink, folks. That is a drink. You want to, even if it's wintertime, it's okay. She'll supply you with and treats, by the way, and treats. So that's what so the company is called Lush Infusions, but it's about drinks, and she does treats as well. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I had to pay the bills.
Yes.
And treats.
So I was asking you, once again, you don't have to divulge too much information, but how is it on the financial side? A part of we're doing what we do, sometimes when we come up with these ideas, it's about passion. It's about what we like to do and we really enjoy it. But there is a financial side to it. It costs money to do it. So how is that in terms of where you are right now and how things are coming together?
Honestly, at first, yes, I'm doing it for the passion. So I try to make myself, because how to explain it? When I do my pricing, I have to make sure that I'm not pricing my stuff so much that people aren't going to want to buy it across the board, right? So I have to kind of match with what my competitors are doing and make sure that I come enough where I can still be on the same playing field. But I have to know that based on the way I price my stuff, it's different and it's worth the price that people have to pay. So people often tell me that my stuff is on the lower side. You'll probably hear my son who just woke up. But yeah, people will often tell me that my pricing is a little bit on the lower side, but at the same time, I'm thinking I just started. Nobody knows at the time who Lush Infusions is. So I can't come and break the bank and people don't know. Hi, Dante. Hello. Hi. Sorry, guys. My son just.
That's okay. That's okay. Bring him along.
While you're distracted there, do you have any other any of your products? You don't have no juice
I do.
to show us?
I
Do you
do.
have any?
I have to just disappear for a second to get it, but I do.
We'll wait.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. But before, let me finish this thought before I.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to kind of do my research financially because I want to make sure that it's still affordable for people, while still making me something. So I was more concerned about my ingredients being premium ingredients rather than just your average stuff. So I'm just putting his head in a ponytail so he looks a little decent to be on the.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
Everything belongs to him, right? But it's okay. We'll talk about that another time. That's who you're working for.
That's who I'm working for. This is my boss. So yeah, that's the president. So yeah, but yes, I have to make sure that. So I've priced my stuff in a way where I'm able to still make while giving people the best bang for their buck. And then I've actually been able to find packaging that's even better than my first packaging, but still less costly. So I've been able to save on that side too, which has been super important because when you first start out, you don't know exactly where to go to get. Packaging can eat up a lot of your income.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, man, I'm doing okay, but I really need to get that packaging down. And that's one tip I'll give for any business owner. If you get one thing from me today, packaging, do your research on packaging. And when I say do your research, literally go down to the materials.
Right.
Is it pet friendly or not? Is it like, what kind of plastic is it? What, like, you have to do your research because you have to be able to really compare prices with other people because some people will sell you garbage for a higher dollar. So you have to make sure. So I took my time, I did the research. Yes, in the beginning it cost me a bit because I was still new to it. I didn't really know where to go. But now that I've gotten my packaging down, now the income has been quite a bit better based on what I sell my products at. And honestly, for me, I've been lucky enough where when people order, they're not just ordering like, for the most part, they're not ordering like 2 or 4. I'm getting orders of like 10, 20, 30. Like I've even gotten orders for 40. So, and if not more, like I actually did a event, oh, I want to say like August, I think it was. And the amount I did was 120. So is like, so I've been lucky in that regards because obviously the higher the quantity, the more you make because things start to break down at different price brackets. So it's been really good.
Okay. That's good. That's good to hear, man. It's good to hear. A lot of times, I mean, you're starting out and like I say, you're going with passion and you're going with commitment, but and love, right? But the money isn't there yet. But okay. You say you're all right now. Okay, that's good.
I'm okay right now. I'm okay. And I have this, but I also have like I'm actually working as well. So I'm working part-time. So I'm at least gaining a little bit.
You're black. You're black. You're right. You are hustling. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a hustler. Like I come from a family of like, hustlers. Even when we don't need to work, we just can't sit down quiet. So we have to do something. So this like I think COVID has really like for instance, my mom is like the biggest hustler I know. This like 3 jobs at one point. And then when COVID came, well, last year she dropped one of her side jobs because she held on to one job because she was really attached to one of her patients. So she had literally one patient for the third job, and eventually that person died. So she went to 2. And then with COVID, you can't work at multiple healthcare.
Right.
I just had to get rid of one. And I was surprised the other day. She was like, I don't even think that I want to go back to the other one. I'm like, excuse me, you natural born hustler, you. But it's in us. We have to.
that's when she became VP.
Yeah, that's when she became the VP. She had time. So she became VP.
Yeah, man. Okay, so you say you're gonna show us a little of the product?
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I am coming.
All right.
I'm just gonna stop my video because my son
No
will
worries.
atrophy.
No worries. We'll wait. Yeah, folks. So we are once again dealing with Ashley Marshall. She is her company is called Lush Infusions. She's talking to us about the different flavors. Listen, I've known Ashley for a while, and I think I was still there when she's doing this stuff, and I didn't really get a chance to try any of the products. You're gonna test some out, Lamar and Shay?
For sure. I'm a juice guy.
The most popular one. What did you say is the most popular? What's that one? With the lemon
Yard. What was it called?
yard thing?
Yachting. Yeah, yachting. Yeah.
Mango, passion fruit, pineapple, orange, guava, and lime.
Yeah, in terms of the
Like a
amount of
party.
yeah, all things that we are used to in the black community, well, a Caribbean community, anyways.
All right, I am back. So, the two that I have, I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to show yachting. I thought I still had, but
Mm-hmm.
my husband took the last one to work because that is his literal favorite drink. And sometimes he'll call me from work and be like, "Oh, I met this guy and I told him about it. He's ordering a bunch, so like he's passing by today." And I'm like, so I call him the unofficial marketing guy.
Marketing.
The VP of marketing. And it's funny because my husband is like generally a shyer guy. So the fact that here, you can have my phone. Yeah, he's generally a shyer guy. So when like the first day he did, and I was like, "Can you talk to someone like about my stuff?" And he was like, "Yeah, why not?" And I'm like, "But you're not really like a talker. You're more of like just that chill guy, whatever." He's like, "No man, think about it. I'm like, "Okay." So sometimes like I'll get these and I get
Shot.
big orders literally through him too. When he talks,
Okay.
he goes, "Well, you should just buy because you don't know when you're going to be down in the East End again, and whatever." So he has people that literally buy like all the time too. So this one, which one should I show first? So I have two of them. This one is Sunset Vibes.
Mm.
This one is the peach, the lemon, and the ginger. So
Okay.
this is one of the ones I was telling you has a little bit of added sugar just because you have to sometimes elevate the peach a little bit.
Mhm.
So this is one of those people, a lot of, I thought it was going to be mostly Caribbean people that like this. Yes, a lot of them do, but a lot of the non-African Canadians love
Yes.
ginger. I didn't know.
Whisper. She whispered it. Not
Yeah,
Yeah.
I personally don't like ginger like that. I like just hints of ginger. But my mom was like, if you're saying you're Caribbean and you're tropical and whatever, you need ginger.
You're better. Yes.
Look at this. And honestly, people love it. It's super delicious. And
Yeah.
I had a lot of compliments about it, not only from a non-alcoholic standpoint, but from an alcoholic standpoint too. So that has been surprising to
What?
me.
What standpoint?
Adult friendly standpoint.
I like you.
I'm not gonna lie. When you go on my Instagram, you're gonna see that it's not just.
Yes.
You want me to be honest or not?
All right, we'll stick with the adult friendly.
People have been, and I was shocked because the first, like, yeah, we did it for, just not really to think. I didn't think the adult friendly version was gonna be anything popping.
Mhm.
But people were like, no, this is amazing.
Mhm.
And that's how that happened. I have a very lovely family member of mine who is always giving me the recipes, the necessary recipes and additives, make it what it is. And I love him for that.
All right.
He's part of the reason why I've been able to tap into various markets too and why we cater for both sides because
Yeah.
like I have a lot of people.
Okay.
Okay.
Next
Then
flavor. This one. Oh, this one's a dark one. What's this one?
just take a guess.
Sorry.
Oh, it's
Nectar of the islands.
This is the famous sorrel. So
Hold
that
on. Is it Jamaican sorrel or Trinidadian sorrel?
Oh Lord.
There is a difference.
Oh Lord.
is both.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
No, you guys do hibiscus. We do sorrel.
Oh, the border.
We do sorrel. We do real sorrel. Okay.
Thank you.
This has the ginger that the Jamaicans need, but it also has some more of the sorrely flavor that the Trinidadians need. We like it more sorrel, less ginger.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect mix of both. When you taste it, though, you're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, this tastes so good," but it's not like anything you've tried before. And I'm not saying that to like big it up. It just has there's a taste in there that's really distinct. I'm not going to give it away. You just have to try it. But
Okay.
it's really good. Yeah.
Nice.
And those are the two. Those are the two that you have.
These are the two that I have right now.
Okay. Okay. We just wanted to see them.
I think I have a
Right.
in there, but these are the slept on flavors that aren't really posted about as much, but they are there. Yeah.
And guys, check her out. It's almost Christmas time. Order your sorrel. No.
Yeah. And we have something coming for like December. I can't give it away yet, but all I'm gonna say is December 1st. Look out.
Well,
And this is really mostly
okay.
pretty people this time.
All right. So listen.
Yeah.
You know, this is we've had a couple people on, and they always tell us that they're gonna drop this and they're gonna drop that. So I don't know if you've been out to if you've been on another show to sort of introduce your stuff, but I think we're the first. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe we're the first. Are we the first?
Second.
We're second? Okay, well, we're still going to call first dibs on it. So when you're about to drop that thing, you need to hit us back up. That's all I'm saying.
No, I will.
Okay.
You guys follow me on my Instagram. I think you're following already, so you'll see. Okay. But all I have to say is drinkware is dropping. I'm literally waiting to get I ordered them, got all my drinkware in. I'm just waiting to get my logo on them. And that should take another week to week and a half because I really you don't understand how excited I am to get the drinkware out because I think I have a sample. Hold on. Hold on.
We're getting a preview to the preview. That's what we're
getting. The exclusives.
Yeah. See, that's what happens, man. You gotta ask, guys. You're not gonna get it. Ask. Right? We're gonna get it. She brought the sorrel in and the peach ginger. What else?
Only on BlackBuzz.
That's right. Only on BlackBuzz, baby.
Oh, one, I have two drinkware. Yes, I have two drinkware items that are coming out. I'm going to show you one.
Okay. Exclusive. Let's get it.
Exclusive. Are you ready?
Drum roll.
They will be available. They will be available in multiple colors. But this is the skinny tumbler.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the skinny tumbler. It is a metallic mint color. And it is 20 ounces and it comes with a straw.
You just walk and shake?
Huh?
Get all your flavors together, just walk and shake.
Right? So you got it all in here. So when you get your stuff, it can fit in here and it's syrup. And it's for both hot and cold. So it can keep stuff hot for 12 hours and it can keep it cold for 24 hours. And it's not your average cheap brand. It's like manufactured by a very great brand.
Okay.
And then I have another one coming out, but all I'm going to give you hints and say it's half the size of this one, but not the same shape.
Okay.
Okay. I just got that
teaser.
But yeah, so those are the two that are coming out, and I'm hoping to come out with a third style with an acrylic plastic by the end of November. But I just got these. I just kind of want to see. I know a lot of people have reached out and they're like, hey, you should totally sell drinkware. So I did, and I did like a little feeler to see what kind of styles people were going for. I did get that. So now that I have it, this is my testing phase for drinkware. So they are available in a limited quantity. These ones I have about, I think 24 in these ones. And the other style that you'll see soon when I launch it, I only have 30 in various colors. So when they're gone, they'll be gone for a couple of weeks. And that will give me a chance to kind of see where do I go from there? Do I stick with it? Do I switch it up a little bit? So.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, that is a BlackbuzzTO exclusive preview.
Man, you dropped it right on time. We're just about to end the interview. But shout outs to Ashley. Shout outs to Lush Infusions and Treats. Hit her up. She is on Instagram, right? You're gonna put that up.
At Lush Infusions.
Already there.
All right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be somebody else. It has to be Lush Infusions CO on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lush Infusions CO.
Yeah.
All right. And you'll also be connected to our stuff too. So if people check us out, BlackbuzzTO, or right, on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we are on YouTube, right? You'll see all this material here. Listen, thanks for dropping by, man. Thanks for coming in and talking to us about your company.
Thanks for surprising me with KP's face on my.
You are welcome. You are absolutely welcome.
I had a really great time.
All right, yeah. So until next Monday, folks, we're back here again with another interview. Somebody from the Black community, just doing our thing for the community, helping entrepreneurs, helping new business owners to get the word out there. We got a nice drink here. Last week we did we had the young lady there with the cosmetics, right? That was incredible, right?
Zoe Marie Cosmetics.
Zoe Marie Cosmetics.
Yeah, and then we had Nigel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, not yeah. So last week was Nigel, and the week before was Zoe Marie Cosmetics, right? So yeah, Black Buzz, man.
She's launching her lip gloss today.
Okay.
Zoe Marie's lip gloss is launching today. Check her out. Amazing stuff. Check her out.
Right now, say less.
So on Facebook, Zoe Marie Cosmetics. She's launching her lip gloss, her Claire lip gloss today. I remember that.
Ice. I think it's called Ice or something like that. Yeah.
Hey, see?
All right. So next week, 2 o'clock, we're back on again. Hit us up, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, right? Follow, whatever you want to call it. All the social media platforms, we're on it. All right, so we're good. We're out. Lamar, Shay, myself, and T-Kick. Shout out to T-Kick. She's not here today. And of course, Miss Ashley Marshall from Lush Infusions and Treats.
Thank you.
Lush Infusions CO.
Well, that's social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it right, KP.
Right.